The first annual Salem Sillies was fought in 10,000 places. At Foxwood Manor and Brookwood Drive. From Fenimore Street to Madison Avenue and Gales Avenue. At South Sunset Drive and some hidden, forsaken, hard-to-find place in Buena freaking Vista and Gettysburg. I think if I had my choice of all the moments to be present at in the Ardmore period, it'd be at Sunset Drive during the standoff between Dave Wainwright and Taylor and Lee Miller at the porch. Maybe to have seen him hand those beautiful beers, his marvelous healing beers, and then deliver them. They were for everyone, for all time. They subsumed the entire war, showed his compassion for everyone, his love for his people. That's where I'd like to be. On May the 5th, Taylor and Lee Miller traveled to South Sunset Drive to attempt to silly string Catherine Frail and Ben Milner, their respective targets, all in one go. The first ploy involved Taylor, dressed as a FedEx driver, knocking on Wainwright's door, barging in using the package as a battering ram, and stringing Catherine, assuming she was hanging out at the Sunset House that afternoon. She waited for almost 5 minutes, as Wainwright was on a Zoom call with his students. When he answered the door, she charged, only to find that Catherine was not in residence. She left, upset and foiled. Earlier, Lee had visited the Milners to try to tempt Ben into stepping out to look at their twin baby boys. Margie had told them that Ben was out on a run in the neighborhood. They searched for him for almost 20 minutes, but to no avail. Driving home, dejected and depressed, Lee and Taylor stumbled upon the very Ben Milner, indeed out on his run. In a rage of bloodlust, Lee crashed the car, chased Ben down, and silly strung him in the middle of Gales Avenue in broad daylight. Now, having Wainwright as a target, the Millers drove back to the 632 South Sunset with an improvised gambit in mind. If we camp out in Dave's front yard and insist we won't leave until Cat comes over, eventually he'll want to hang out with us. Taylor Miller, May the 5th, 2020. The Millers, with babies and baskets, now set up camp in Wainwright's front yard. Notified of this by his roommate, Wainwright stepped out, but staying hesitant on the porch. Pitying them, Wainwright ended his Zoom call with his students and offered them each an India Pale Ale of the finest variety. Wainwright retrieved the beers and consulted with Kat over the phone, assuring her he would not betray her. Rejoining the Millers outside, from the porch he saw them looking helpless over their babies, and having been told that Lee was after Ben Milner, he stepped off the porch to hand them each a beer. In that fatal moment, Lee saw a window of opportunity and struck swift and terrible. Dave staggered back, clawing the air before his lifeless body lay back on the concrete, his arms spread out at his sides in the shape of a cross. The selfless boy had sacrificed his lifeblood to offer a thirsty friend a drink. The ears of every Ardmorian must tingle with shame as he hears the story of the sadistic betrayal of Save Wainwright by those crafty Millers. Parker Hunt, Salem Times. We here highly resolve that this dead Wainwright shall not have died in vain, and that the memory of his great sacrifice in friendship shall not perish from the earth. Benjamin Milner, 2020.